Altar servers, the readings we have just read today, they complement beautifully the readings we started with. Last Monday when we started our journey together, Jacob was worried, was anxious about the future. God, I'm going to a strange land. I do not know what will happen to me there. But if the Lord is to be on my side, if the Lord is to protect me, Lord, I will make a covenant with you. And I think this is what normally happens to all of us who don't know what the future holds. When we started this camp, especially those who were coming to the camp for the first time, you did not know the journey ahead, and that brings about anxiety. And you yourselves, as young people, you don't know what the future looks like. And just like Jacob, somehow in your prayers, you ask God to protect that future. And today we hear a different story altogether. That indeed, prayers are answered. And Jacob now is heading back to Egypt. And as he goes to Egypt, he does not know also what the future holds. But God assures him that I'm still going to make you a great nation. Yes, this is a time of famine, this is a time of hunger, but you are going to thrive. You are going to experience beautiful things in Egypt. The son of Jacob, Joseph, was sold by his brothers. Sold him away. The gospel of today says something similar. That brother will rise against brother. And this is what has happened. The brothers were jealous of their younger brother Joseph, and they sold him to strangers. And they told their father that our brother was killed by animals in the wild. And God protected Jacob, protected Joseph, and designed that they should one day meet together. And in the first reading, as it closes, Jacob is overjoyed that the son of mine, whom I was told is dead, I found him alive and well. And he says, God, now you can let me die in peace, because I have seen once again that the child I thought had disappeared, had been killed. Which actually says to us, altar servers, that the God you have met is a God of wonders, is a God of miracles. Do not undermine prayer. Prayer is powerful. Whenever you kneel in prayer, kneel with deep faith. And sometimes you might be making these prayers under very disparate situations. Yesterday we were watching the stage performances, and then you could see how you as young people were grappling with the question of hope. And you played on stage disparate situations, very sad and painful situations that touch the heart, real situations that young people are exposed to each day. But at the end of it all, hope exists because there are hopeless situations. So hope comes in when all hope is gone. The real hope given to us by God comes alive and makes things different. Listen to the gospel of today. Jesus Christ says to us, behold, I send you like sheep among wolves. You know that the wolves, whenever they see sheep, they kill them. But Jesus Christ says, I sent you like sheep among wolves. That's what the world is like today. We the people of God, are exposed to a dangerous world. You know how unsafe our streets. You know, sometimes even the sweets that you buy in stores, we are not sure whether you are eating poison or you are eating food. The food that we buy in stores, the friends we meet on Facebook, all these situations, we do not know whether are we exposing ourselves to dangerous situations or not. So this is the kind of world Christ is sending us to. But Jesus Christ says to us, be wise as serpents and humble as doves. You must always work to have these two gifts, altar servers. Humble humility, but also be wise. You know, there was a certain young boy in one of the parishes, a very young, nice guy, quiet guy, who would not even kill an ant, who would not kill a fly, a very sweet boy. When you send him to buy bread, he brings back the change. You know, he would not do what he's not supposed to be doing. You know, these nice people that we get to meet. And one of the young people said to me, but Father, why don't you just recruit this guy to go to the seminary and be a priest? Look how sweet he is. He will make a lovely priest. Fine, you can be that sweet and innocent and naive and cool. But I don't think a nice, sweet and cool priest can manage a parish, can manage a church. You need to be sweet plus something. And that plus is you need to be wise. Sometimes you need to be streetwise. You should be able to read between the lines in situations of life, because of life is dangerous. And all the street people in this world get to suffer because of their sweetness. So this is why Jesus Christ says, be humble as a dove, but we be wise as serpents. So altar servers, inasmuch as we teach you to be obedient, but be wise. Be wise, because of this world is dangerous. And we have been giving you lessons of your own faith, because of even in the world of faith, life is cruel out there. The spiritual world is a cruel world. Somebody can just come and tell you this Jesus of yours has been brought to you by white people, and then they to brainwash your minds, and then you can be swept away. We give you these lessons so that you can stand your ground, be able to respond. Sometimes even there are other Christians who will say, you Catholics, you are antichrist, and say all sorts of things to shake your faith. You are praying to Mary. You are worshipping statues in your churches, and all these things can break you down. So that is why I'm saying to you, do not only be nice and sweet and cool, but also be wise. Be wise, altar servers, so that you could become slightly different from the world. And Jesus Christ says, in this world, dangerous as it is, do not worry about how must you respond to situations. The Spirit will be given to you, and that Spirit is going to help you to answer to all situations of life. As you go back to your homes, as you go back to your streets, you left people who are just the same. But remember, you are a different person today. Are you with me? You are not the same as you left your home. You are different now. You are wiser, you are better, you are stronger, you are more empowered. Go and make the difference. I would like to close with a story. There was this rat that whenever it saw cats, it ran away. Whenever it sees a cat, it goes into the hole. And the rat was tired of being threatened by or intimidated by cats. So the rat went to the magician and says, "Magic man, please, turn me into a cat so that I can be able to confront the other cat in front of me. I'm tired of being a rat, having to run away at all times." And then the magic man took this rat into a cave, into a little box. And then he did all those words that these magicians do. And when it came out, it was a cat. So the rat was so happy. I'm now a cat. And as he was enjoying walking with us, and then seeing other rats, when they saw him, they started running away. He was laughing. He said, "Yeah, finally, I am a cat." And while he had, when he was just bruising, wandering with his mind, walking on the park, he met a cat. He ran for his life. After that, he went back to the magician. He said, "No, this cat thing is not working. Yes, rats run away, but I saw a cat and I forgot. I ran for my life thinking that I'm a rat again. Please make me something bigger. What do you want to become? Make me a lion." Okay. Took this cat into the box again. Performed those things that they normally do, these magicians. And then the lion came out. And then he was so happy. Now even dogs run away. Even cows and buffaloes, almost everything runs away. And while he was just walking around enjoying life, he met a cat. He ran for his life. And going back to that hole where he normally ran to, the head was so big for the hole. He didn't know where to run to. He went back to the magician and he says, "Please, I'm tired of this. These things of yours are not working. Every time I see the cat, I run away. Please, rather make me a rat again. Tell me, what was wrong with the rat? What was wrong with the rat? He was turned into a cat. It didn't work out. He was turned into a lion. It didn't work out. What was wrong with him? In your opinion, what was wrong with him? Any suggestion? What was wrong with the rat that became a cat and later became something bigger that became a lion? The problem is that the change was physical, but in his mind he remained a rat. So once you change physically, your mindset also must change. So altar servers, if the church trains you, empowers you, and then you become an altar server physically on the outside, but in the mind you remain a boy and a girl on the streets, living by the rules of the streets, the rules of the township, the village, the suburb, where you come from. All our efforts are useless. So Jesus Christ wants to transform you from within. And once you are transformed from within, you will be able to bring to life the hope which we read about this year, which we read about in the scriptures of today. Hope does not disappoint. The question is, do you truly believe that hope does not disappoint? And I pray that what you showcased on stage is not just a play where you are hoping to get a trophy, but the real trophy that you must pray for is a trophy of a successful life, because of when others were told that hope is useless, you were told in this camp that hope does not disappoint. And may your hope bring you a lot of happiness, the happiness we hear about in the story of Joseph when he met his father. Both were happy, and his father died a happy death because of hope does not disappoint. Through Christ our